When Pauline Young gave birth to her daughter Brianna, she took 3 months off.
I could use up to 6 weeks of sick leave for maternity purposes. I also had a number of annual leave hours, which is the same as vacation.
Under the Family Medical Leave Act, employers are required to protect an employee's job for 12 weeks while they take time off after giving birth or adopting a child. But they don't have to pay the worker. Many companies like Young's do let workers use their accrued sick and vacation days.
And what's that? A horse?
It's an important time for a mom and her baby.
I mean, this is a new life that's come into the world, and it's a big deal. It's a big change. You know, you have so many different feelings that you're experiencing at this time as a new mother. And so I can't imagine not having that opportunity to bond.
Research backs her up. Failure of a mom to spend adequate time with her baby early on can affect the child's health, cognitive development, and behavior. Dr. Brad Wilcox is a sociologist at the University of Virginia.
We know that kind of the more opportunities babies have to bond with their parents, especially their moms, the more likely they are to flourish later in life, both socially and emotionally.
The United States is the only industrialized nation in the world that doesn't guarantee moms pay while they're out on maternity leave. First daughter and mother of 3, Ivanka Trump, is using her role as presidential advisor to change that. During the campaign, she joined her father as he announced his plan to provide 6 weeks paid maternity leave to women working for companies that don't offer it.
My father has created a plan that is designed to bring relief.
This maternity leave will be paid straight out of the Unemployment Insurance Fund. And again, the safety net will be completely paid for through savings within the program.
But as president, Trump, at Ivanka's urging, put $10 billion in his budget proposal to pay for it. States would be responsible for determining how much a mother gets. Senator Marco Rubio recently invited Ivanka to Capitol Hill to discuss her plans. He says lawmakers want to address the fact that many don't have children because they can't afford to take unpaid time off from work. Still, many Republicans don't like Ivanka's plan to use tax dollars to pay for it. On the other side of the aisle, many Democrats don't think it goes far enough. Romina Bacha is an economic expert at the Heritage Foundation.
Right. Any new federal benefit, it's much easier to expand it than to ever rein it back in. So that's the real concern, is that while this may be a very targeted and limited approach that's currently being envisioned by the president, once it's implemented, it will be subject to the same special interest pressures that other benefit programs are.
Bacha believes the federal government could make it easier for employers to come up with solutions that work for them and their employees.
There's a proposal in the Congress to increase flexibility for employers to provide the kind of benefit package that their employees value. And sometimes that means paid time off rather than overtime compensation in the form of cash that will be taxed.
Across the country, lawmakers are paying attention to the issue. California, Rhode Island, New Jersey, and New York currently or will soon all offer paid family leave. And here in Washington, D.C., City Council granted workers up to 8 weeks of paid leave. And in the private sector, there's a push to offer generous maternity and family leave policies in an effort to retain talent. For example, Netflix lets employees take up to 1 year off for a birth or adoption.
The problem arises more on the low-income and less educated women, especially those working in minimum wage jobs and other lower wage jobs. They tend to have less access to these types of benefits.
Still, research and public opinion seem to be colliding.
I think what most scholars in this area would acknowledge or recognize is that having opportunities for parents to take some leave with their child is really important in establishing that fundamental attachment between parent and child, typically between mother and child especially.
And there's the dilemma of who should pay for it, the government or private sector. The District of Columbia is taxing businesses to pay for its program. And then there's this. Some experts argue offering women a special work benefit will actually hurt their chances of getting hired or being promoted.
Very nice, Brianna.
Pauline Young says, take it from a mom, employers should try to be accommodating.
Jobs need to be more supportive of the family.
And while Ivanka Trump will continue to use her powerful megaphone to push for paid leave, an agreement on how to get it done is still many births away.
Dear Jesus, thank you for Mama.
Jennifer Wishon, CBN News, Washington.